Superman, Son of Kal-El was probably one of the worst comic book series ever written. Tom Taylor spent 2.5 years utterly destroying the character of Jon Kent. And for some reason, he thought he was doing a fantastic job. When it was finally cancelled and everybody was saying thank God and decided to give him a pity 6-issue miniseries, I knew it was going to be just another reoccurrence of the same garbage writing that he has always done and continues to do. Now, sometimes people say that, oh no, they're excited for it and they support it, and they're saying nonsense, they're going to be taking. No, that's not what happened at all. We reach now to issue 3, so we're halfway through this Dawn of DC's Adventures of Superman Jon Kent that they have now, right? We reached issue 3. And this whole event that they were doing, this whole 6-issue miniseries event, they were building up to that, the fact that, Jon Kent was going to confront Ultraman, who had held him prisoner for years and stolen his youth away and all this kind of nonsense that they were doing, right? That entire nonsense was wrapped up in 2 issues, and that was it. So we go to issue number 3. And of course, it's more of the same garbage, just different strokes. Apparently now, we find Jon Kent on the world of Injustice, right? And this is just another callback for Tom Taylor to say that, oh look, I wrote Injustice. I had Injustice Superman, because he literally has no other story to tell. Like I mentioned when it came to Jon Kent and how he destroyed that character, all he had Jon Kent doing was literally every 3 to 4 issues coming out of the closet to somebody, kissing his pink-haired boyfriend, and then running around protesting and doing crap that nobody asked about. That was all he had Jon Kent doing. And you get to this issue, it's just pretty much the same nonsense, different strokes with different crap, but the same nonsense no matter what. After the events that happened in the previous issue, because in issue 2, Injustice Superman kills Ultraman, right? So the whole big thing that they were setting up to, where Jon Kent was finally supposed to face off against Ultraman and all of that thing, none of that actually happened, right? They had like two little smack and tickle here and there, and then Injustice Superman showed up and killed him. So Jon Kent, as usual, did absolutely nothing. Okay? So he wakes up in the world of Injustice, with Injustice Superman and all of them. Lex Luthor is there, telling him some other stuff about what's happening and how this world is different, and he knew so many different things about it, all kind of crap that nobody's interested in. So Injustice Superman shows up and he's telling him how, what happened with him, his Lois died, and if they had a boy would name him John, all kind of other rubbish that nobody's pretty much interested in. Then we get to the fact that, again, they have to try to push this whole nonsense once more. We have a grown-up Damian Wayne fighting Batman, because that apparently is a thing, and then in comes Jon Kent once again. The whole thing happened, he throws him, smacks around Batman, and then he's trying to tell him, Damian, stop. They keep trying to play out this Super Sons thing, and it doesn't work. Every time, that's all that has been happening. You understand? Even in the previous Tom Taylor, Jon Kent Superman book, they keep trying to sprinkle in the little things of Super Sons to make you all nostalgic and then act like you're supposed to care. No, you ruined Super Sons. It's done, it's destroyed, nobody cares about it anymore. And I've said this before, and let me say it again. When Super Sons started, I thought it was actually interesting, Sons are Batman and Superman. Okay, we get that. But as it went along, I started to realize that, Jon Kent didn't have much of a personality. He was basically baby Superman. So when they aged him up, I wasn't surprised by it, because I could tell that they wanted to swap him in as the new Superman. And since he's such a blank slate, they could just paint him in any color that they want. It's pretty much the same thing like how Miles Morales is in Spider-Man, and in Marvel Comics. Miles Morales is just pretty much a blank slate. They could just literally, that is really why he just fights Spider-Man villains and goes around doing crap that nobody cares about because he's not really contributing anything to anything. It's the same thing with Jon Kent. When you have to keep trying to do some callback to Super Sons, to try and get some kind of nostalgia bait going that isn't working, you pretty much screwed yourself over. But still, you seem interested in keeping on beating that dead horse, but nobody cares. People are done. People have realized that you have ruined Super Sons. Never want to see it anymore. You understand me? You could have built on Super Sons. From Super Sons, we could have, you could have played Super Sons out for years. Let these characters grow, develop, evolve, have stories of their own, and then come together every now and again. Super Sons could have turned into like a every 2 months or 3 months book or something. So while the two of them are still doing things on their own and growing, they could have then eventually decided to start a team of their own. You understand me? We already had Titans, Young Justice. This would have been a team of superheroes coming together for a new generation, something to really look forward to. No, you just piss that away. So once again, like I said, they tried the nostalgia bit with this whole Super Sons thing. It does not work. It does not work. And what this whole thing boils down to, what this whole comic book, because there's literally like only about one page where Damian smacks Batman. That's pretty much it. That's the only fight that happens in this entire book. The rest is just a bunch of talking nonsense. But what the point of this book is that Tom Taylor is apparently using this to try to act like, okay, Injustice Superman is a tyrant, right? But maybe if John learns something from him, he could turn into not as bad a tyrant as he is. Because keep in mind, in the second issue of Superman Son of Kal-El, you had Jon Kent lambasting his father about how he should be doing more. He should solve the housing crisis and fix the ozone layer and that kind of thing. And he should take a more active role. He wanted him to be a dictator. That's what he wanted. And now we have Jon Kent meeting up with Injustice Superman, who is a dictator, and finding out, you know what? Maybe being a dictator is a bad thing, but if I do it kind of right, it could be a good thing. They go on, and there's even this panel here where they're talking about, and he tells him, Injustice Superman is telling him, John, your mother was taken from me. We were supposed to have a child. We were supposed to have you. I reacted poorly to this. I was lost for a while. But in time, a new resolve grew from my grief. I decided to do more for this world, to make this a world of less tragedy. A world where madmen, villains, and tyrants were no longer free to harm people. We have begun to reverse the climate crisis. Yes, because that's really important. You understand? That's really, really important. We have helped the people overthrow dictators. We have stopped idiotic wars over beliefs and meaningless borders. We are on the path to one Earth. Then Jon Kent goes, I once asked my dad why he didn't do more. If he's like me, it's because he didn't feel it was his place. Yeah, he said something like that. But I realized that was an excuse, a way to keep myself apart, a way to avoid responsibility and hard decisions. Once I accepted that I belonged, that I was a worthy citizen of this world, I knew I had to use all my power to help it. So, yes, so he's making it sound like, okay, I decided to become a dictator to help people. Your father didn't want to do it because Superman's motto is a simple thing. Power, influence, you using your power to influence and tell people what you're supposed to do. Spits in the face of everything that Superman is about. But Jon Kent doesn't see it that way. He figures that, you know what, you have this power, you should go in there and fix this. You should go in there and do this. Why should you be fighting supervillains who want to literally kill millions of people? when you could be dealing with the housing crisis or with climate change or protesting. This is what Jon Kent thinks is important, because this is what Tom Taylor is using him as a mouthpiece to say, listen, I figure you should be doing this. That's it. And then just as man goes on, John, you can make this a reality on your earth too. You have the power to change the world. You have even more power than I do. They keep pushing this out that he has even more power than that he doesn't. Nobody even gets it why or how is the kind of power. Nothing was ever done right. Literally ever done right. And then when he goes off to see this own quiet world that evil Superman dictator one has made, and how all these things are happening, and he saves some baby that falls and thing, and then the woman sees this symbol on the chest and she's terrified, and he realizes, this world is so quiet, but not because it's peaceful, not because it's free. Yeah, I can see it's quiet because everyone is holding their breath, because everyone is afraid to make a noise, right? Yeah. So you need all of that to figure out that, evil Superman is evil. But again, I tell you, this whole thing is setting up for just Jon Kent to turn around and say, listen, being a dictator is bad if you do it this way, but if you do it just a slight bit different, it might be okay. This is the same garbage we're always going to get. Even if you just take away all the gayness that they keep pushing with Jon Kent. They keep claiming bisexual, but we know it's actually gay because he's never going to look at a woman again. You understand that? Even if you take away all of that, the writing, everything associated with Jon Kent is just terrible. That's why I keep saying I dislike Jon Kent with a passion, because they sacrificed him on the altar of woke. He could have been a fantastic hero that you could have built up and done something really good with. No, just throw it away and expect everybody to just accept the garbage and move on with their lives. I'll go right on ahead. This is the crap that you made. Your thoughts on this in the comments. Have a different opinion, I'd love to hear it. If you like the video, sure to hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell, notified every time I put out a new video. And I shall see you all next time. Take care.